Miss Kelly Thomas. She is the CEO and she's a designer. She's the CEO and founder of the Designed by Kelly business. Kelly, I want to welcome you to tonight's event, the JWI Partners Group event. I'm going to go ahead and toss it over to you and go ahead and you can go ahead and begin your presentation. I'm looking forward to hearing everything you have to share tonight.
Thank you, Marcus. And thank you for that intro. My name is Kelly. I am the owner of Designed by Kelly. I have been working in marketing and communications for over 10 years. A few years ago, I lost my husband unexpectedly, and all of a sudden I found myself as a single mom of 4 kids, much earlier than I ever expected to. And I quit the corporate world and decided to start my own business. A loss like that really made me re-examine my life, and I wanted to make sure I was doing something that was going to make a difference. And so I started this company originally to work with churches and nonprofit ministries. And that's where I started. And about 6 months in, I started getting contacted by members of these churches I was working with that were entrepreneurs and bloggers and small business owners. And they're like, hey, can you help me too? And I was like, sure. And so it's been amazing to watch my business grow. It's been 2.5 years. And you can see, if I can get there it goes. I've had the opportunity to work with so many businesses and brand a ton of businesses, as you can see, and my business continues to grow every day. And I'm extremely thankful for that. The 3 main things I do are website design, graphic design and branding, and social media management. So tonight, I kind of want to touch on those 3 things just briefly and talk about the importance of having an online presence as a small business. I want to talk to you about how to use a website, social media platforms, and email marketing creatively and strategically to promote a business. So before I get into this, I have a worksheet I've created for you that you can go get at bit.ly/DBK online class. Everything I talk about tonight is on there. It all links to every resource I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you a whole bunch of free resources. So you don't feel like you have to sit here and take a ton of notes. You can just listen and take it all in. And you can feel free to download this to your computer. And like I said, it links to everything I'm going to talk to tonight and has all my contact information at the bottom. So again, that's bit.ly/DBK online class. You can go grab that. Feel free to put comments in the chat box as we go, and I'll try to take a look at those as I'm talking. I'm really just going to scratch the surface, like I said tonight, because all of these areas you could talk about for hours because there's just so much. But I just want to give you some really basic information of how you can grow this side of your business, especially if you're a newer business. So the total number of websites on the internet is 1.95 billion, and I'm sure that number has increased after I put it on here. So you can imagine how many people do what you do. So you think about how many websites are out there that are similar to you. So how do you stand out for your competition? For me, what I have found and what I use with my clients is 2 things, creativity and strategy, and I believe they're the key. So your website, your social media platforms, and your email marketing should be a visual experience of your brand that is creatively presented and strategically planned. Let me say that one more time, a visual experience of your brand that is creatively presented and strategically planned. I get calls all the time from businesses, and they say, I have a website, but it's just not going anywhere. I don't understand. I don't know why people aren't looking at it. Can you help me? And here's a sample. This was their website. They created it, and a lot of people do that. When you're starting out, you do the best you can. You know, they have all the content, but it's just kind of all over the place, and you have all these different colors, and visually, it's not attractive, and it turns people away. And so I sat down to work with this client one-on-one like I do with many of them. And today this is their website and where we went with it. So you can see it makes a big difference. Just knowing a few tweaks, which I'm going to show you here. All right. So creativity and strategy. A combination of the 2 will help you to reach your target audience and to build relationships. It is all in this balance. So first, we're going to start with a strategy. And these are the 4 questions I ask every client I work with when I sit down. Number 1, I say, what's your mission? What's your vision? What you can see here is actually my mission and vision for my business when I started. I ask, who is your target audience? And I say, be specific. I want to know male, female, age. What do they do? Where do they work? Where do they live? You know, what language do they speak? Everything. What does your audience care about? You know, what do they want to see? What's important to them? And then I want to know what makes your brand unique. What makes you stand out? What makes you different from all the other people that do what you do? Because until you know these things, you can't really build a strategy and build a brand. You got to know where you're going, and you have to have that all laid out. So then you have your strategy. So then we take it and we put it to use creatively. We're going to do that with a website, social media, and email marketing. So if you are online and you are a business owner or an entrepreneur, just tell me real quick in the chat box, what's your biggest struggle? Is it website, social media, email marketing? Anybody have one? What's your biggest struggle? Traffic to your website? Yes. Social media, email marketing, website. You see a little bit of all of it, huh? Yeah. And the great thing of it is they all work together, and they should be cohesive. So we're going to start with websites, and I'm just going to give you some really basic information here. Like I said, we could go deeper, but you know, I don't want to keep you here forever. So 55% of visitors spend fewer than 15 seconds on your website. So how do we keep them there? So there's this research they did called the Z pattern. And they actually put goggles on people, vision goggles, and they put them in front of different websites, and they watched where their eyes went, where they paused, and why. And then they put together all these different research, and they came up with the Z pattern. People start from the left and go to the right, and they go across the top of your website. Then they scan down through the middle, and they say the only thing that really stops them in the middle is a huge headline or a picture, something they can associate with. And they'll stop and they'll look at it and they'll read the headline. If the headline interests, they might read the content, they might not. And then they go to the bottom and they scan across the bottom again. So there is a science to how we design websites. And this is a basic things that should be on a home page. This over here is actually the homepage of my personal business website. And I just want to show you quickly here some things that you need to have on your website. If you do not, that will help you. First area we look at is your header right here. You should always have your logo front and central, and your logo should be on everything you do. That's just part of your brand, so people know who you are, whether you're on an email, on social media, wherever you happen to be, people need to see it. You should always have a navigation bar here. There should be 7 or less items on a navigation bar. If you have more than 7, they need to be submenus and drop down so that you don't get too crowded. And you should always have social links. On my site, I have social links that move up and down with it. So they're over here on the side. And then we get to this area, which is your first impression. This is where people spend that 15 seconds to decide if you're going to stay or go. You should always have an image or a video. Be authentic. This is actually me. If you're comfortable with pictures of yourself, I encourage you to use them. People like that. They want to see who you are and what you really look like. And then over here, you have your main headline. This is where you got to grab people quick. Not a lot of content. Keep it short and sweet. Tell them what you do, what your main purpose is. They take 5 seconds to look at this, and then give them a call to action. Tell them right away what you want them to do. Give them some options. Then we move into this section here, which is your main content. This is where you can put lists of your business services, links to free resources you might sell. This will vary depending on what type of business you have. Make sure all of these are clickable. Don't come in here and put the 4 main things your business does and then they can't click on them and go to them. They have to come back up here and search for them. You want to make it as easy as possible for your user. If you don't, they're going to leave. There's so many options now with all the businesses online. They'll find the one that they're comfortable with. So make sure you make it easy on them. All right. Optional things you can do here: testimonial, sign up form for newsletters. You can see I have a newsletter sign up form. We're going to talk about email marketing in a second. Very important thing to have. And then lastly, your footer. Your contact information should always be in your footer. I don't know how many times I've been contacted by churches and they're like, I don't understand why no one comes to my church. And I go to their website and nowhere on there does it have a phone number or an address. Well, how was somebody going to come? They didn't know where you were. So always make sure you have a phone number, you have an email. If you are a block and mortar place, please put your address in there. You can redo your links again from the top. You can see I have my social media channel in here. So all those things are important. A lot of people include their social links again. Mine scroll up and down the page. And lastly, mobile friendly. This is a big one. 52.64% of traffic is mobile. Make sure you have a mobile friendly website and make sure it's set up right. A lot of people forget that part, and you get on a mobile site and it's all jumbled and you can't find anything. And it's very frustrating for a user. So make sure you make it easy on them. Some quick website tips, SEO, search engine optimization. This is how you're found in a Google search. This is a whole nother topic that could take hours and hours. But there are places out there where you can research how people search for your business. You need to use those keywords and phrases within the content of your website. And if you don't, make sure you have a Google My Business account. They're free and they're amazing. I get a lot of clients from Google My Business. And all this information is in that worksheet I gave you. I do offer free website reviews. So if you have a website currently that you're concerned about, you can send me the link and I will make a video in real time and tell you everything I would suggest for corrections on your website. All right, social media, and this is a big one. 78% of small businesses attract new customers and engage existing ones using social media. If you are not on social media, you're missing a huge opportunity to reach a target audience. It is really where people are. And it's not everyone's favorite place to be, and I get that. But it's a really important place to be as a business. It's a great place to find your target audience. So what platform should you use? I get that question a lot. I always tell everybody as a business to start with Facebook and Instagram. If you're comfortable, pick one or the other, start there first, get to where you're happy, then add another one. You don't have to start with 5 things at once. Don't overwhelm yourself. Start small and grow. That's all you can do sometimes. Facebook is great for your older audience. Instagram is a lot of your younger audience, a lot of women. I use Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. Those are my 3 big ones. And it's funny, I have a different audience on every single one of them. So you can reach all sorts of people. Here's where a lot of people get it wrong when it comes to social media. It's what to post, how often, and what. And I get this question a lot. I tell people to follow the 80-20 plan. And this is for organic posting, which just means has nothing to do with paid ads. This is just all organic, reaches whoever it reaches kind of thing. 80% should be engagement and 20% should be promotion. And people tend to flip-flop that. They spend a lot of time promoting their business and their services and what's on sale and what they do, and they never engage. And that's where you get it wrong, because people want to build a relationship with you. And you can't build a relationship if you aren't engaging, okay? And when we say engagement posts, we're talking about some like storytelling, inspiring quotes, statistics, celebrate wins and milestones in your company and your personal life, birthdays of you or anybody that works for you. Share some unique things about you that you're comfortable sharing. Take polls, ask questions that I typed wrong. And you can do employee of the month, share a blog, testimonials, all those sort of things are engagement posts, okay? Here's some sample of engagement posts off my personal social media. This one's a quote. This one, I talk about how I love to work from home. And this was a testimonial. You can see I use a lot of emojis. If you use emojis, you actually get a higher return on people reading your social media posts, believe it or not. Now your engagement posts, we just did that one, went the wrong way. Promoting posts, 20%. So this is business promos, your services, new products, freebies, giveaways, upcoming events, new products, your pricing, all those kind of things, okay? And here's some samples of those that I've done before. So my services. So some quick social media tips for you. Post a minimum of 3 times per week on social media. It's not that hard. You can do the same post on every platform. You don't have a different one for every platform. You can use the same ones. You can go up to 7 times a week or more if you're that ambitious, but at least 3. People really do look to see if you have social media when they visit your website, and they look at your social media. That's important to them. So if they click on your social media and you haven't posted in 3 months, they go, oh, this person doesn't care about their business, and they move on. If you're going to have social media, you've got to keep it up to date, and you need to be posting on it at least 3 times a week, okay? Respond to every comment on your posts. That's how you build relationships. That's how you engage on social media. Engage daily on your followers' accounts. Go out and follow people that do things even similar to you, or groups out there of something you do, and comment. Put yourself out there. Research and use hashtags. There's going to be some links in the flyer I gave you where you can go do all that. Follow your analytics. Know when your followers are online. It doesn't do you any good to post at 7 a.m. every morning if your followers are online at 7 p.m. because by the time they got online, whatever you posted is so lost in their feed from the hundreds of stuff they saw in the algorithms, they never see your post. So you need to know when your followers are online. I use a software called Planoly to do this. There's many of them out there. They actually connect to my social media feeds and tell me the best time every single day to post so that I reach the most people that I can. The quality of your content determines the rate of your growth. What you're putting out needs to be of good quality. So that's the other side to it. Not only do you need to post 3 times a week and keep up with it, but you got to be putting stuff out there that looks good. And it needs to look like your brand. And that can be
Honey,
your colors.
you got $100 bill. We got a birthday tomorrow. We want to give her.
Sorry, your colors, your feel, whatever it is, they need to all look the same. We use canva.com. If you're not familiar with Canva, it's amazing. You can get a free basic account with Canva. They have templates. They make it so easy for you if you're not a designer. You can go on there and pull them over and edit them and put your colors and your fonts in and all that great stuff. And in 5 minutes, let me tell you, you can have a set of graphics for the week that look amazing. If you are a nonprofit, you can get a free pro account with Canva. If you didn't know that, you can apply for one of those. You don't need design experience. I use it in my own business and I'm a graphic designer. I love it. It does all sorts of cool stuff. They have a great help menu and they have videos. One of the services I offer is branded Canva templates. You can order sets of templates for me that are completely editable and we make them around your brand. So they don't look like anyone else's. A lot of companies, you can go out and buy these. We actually make them for you. And then you can edit them yourself and use them as you need to. I offer a free Canva 101 online training class. It's a Zoom class. I do it live. It's not pre-recorded. I actually design right in front of you. I show you the steps. I show you how to use Canva. So if that's something you're interested in, you just email me and I will tell you when the next class is. And then I offer additional Canva trainings on different subjects like branding and making a logo, other things you can do within Canva. Those come with a free 30-minute one-on-one consultation with me where I actually review what you made during class and give you some tips and help you use Canva. So I do offer all those things. I really want to talk about email marketing really quick, which some people don't really think about as part of an online presence. But in 2019, global email users amounted to 3.9 billion users. This figure is set to grow to 4.3 billion in 2023. That's half of the world's population. The statistic clearly shows that email marketing is an opportunity that you should not be missing out on. And I cannot stress this enough, and I say it to my clients all the time. You do not own your social media followers. Always be growing an email list. This went into play Monday. If you do not know, Facebook and Instagram crashed for 6 hours on Monday morning. And some of my clients were totally freaking out. What do we do? What do we do? We can't post. What do we do? Send an email. This is why you need an email list. You don't own social media. It could be gone tomorrow. While it's great and you should be there, you also need to have an email list and you need to keep up with your clients on the email as well. So for email marketing, I actually use MailChimp. It's a great free resources. Okay, you can have a free membership and do a whole lot with MailChimp. Emails have a high rate of conversion. They can be highly personalized and they have no algorithms. So most likely your clients are going to open them and read them. So some tips on building an email list: add that sign up form in the footer of your website. Use a pop-up on your website. Give away something of value for free. These lead magnets, create an ebook, something that gets people's attention. You should be driving people to your website using calls of action in your social media posts. They should be connecting and mirroring each other. You can offer giveaways, competitions. I give away free website designs every year. Make sure your followers always have a way to unsubscribe and make sure you follow the Can Spam Act. And that's a big one. You want to make sure you do that. And I can't leave without talking really quick about branding, okay? Your brand is not your logo. A lot of people think it is. It is part of your brand, but your brand is so much more than your logo. It is the colors, is the font you choose. It is the feel you want when people visit your site. There is so much to a brand. And brand consistency is making sure that your brand values, image, and messaging is consistent across every channel you use. Customers appreciate it when a business has a consistent brand. A consistent has an increased revenue by 33%. Keeping a consistent brand image helps customers position you as a business, and it makes them easier for them to remember you or associate with your brand. When customers know your brand, they trust your brand. Okay. People like and buy from businesses they trust. Your brand is your chance to tell your customers a story, so make it one that counts. This is just an overview of my brand. This is my website. This is what any email that comes from me looks like. And this is my Instagram feed. You can see everything I do has the same colors, the same feel, the same logo. It is my brand. It is me. And when people see it, they know it's me. So that's what you need to do so that you stand out and be known on an online presence. I have a free online resource. You can find it at bit.ly/DBK free resources. I also have it on that worksheet I told you about earlier. It has all the free resources that I love and use in my own business. There's from stock photos and icons to design software, how to find hashtags, SEO, how to find SEO words, social media posting software, organization and communication software. These are all things I personally use and recommend, and you can find those on that resource sheet. If you go to my website and go to the bottom and you join my mailing list, I am sending out a free set of 12 fall Halloween engagement graphics for social media, as well as the Canva template, which you can edit and use and make for your own business. It's something I've been doing for a few days. So if you want to join my email list, I will send you those. And this is how you can connect with me. Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, and my website. So does anybody have any questions for me? I know that was a lot of information.
First and foremost, Kelly, you were like a fire hydrant, and you like shout out so much value. You really like need a whole weekend to share this content. I mean, I can tell you personally that I'm learning some of the things that you were talking about, and I don't know anyone that has a successful business and a successful presence online that hasn't covered what you talk about. And so the value that you're bringing tonight is unmatched. I mean, you're right up there with the big boys, the big girls. You're right up there with them in terms of the value that you bring. So I just want to commend you first and foremost personally for what you shared tonight. Kudos to you. Kudos to you. Well, everyone, I want to give let's give another virtual round of applause for Kelly. She gave tremendous value tonight. Make sure that you visit her website, www.designedbykelly.org. Kelly, thank you so much for your presence. Thank you. And Kelly, as to quote Neva, you are value. You are value. Thank you so much.